All right, YouTube, we're back. Welcome with me in the first time I'm taking you guys, at least, for a ride in the Ford Mustang Mach E GT 2021 model. Some housekeeping stuff. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you're a Mach E owner of any model, shout out down in the comments section. Let's hear what you got, hear what you think so far. I've got 394 miles on this one, and I'm a brand new EV owner. So right now, for this video at least, we're just going to talk about my experience with it, what I like so far, why I chose this model, and how the heck I got here in the first place. Maybe another thing for the comment section. So I've got the GoPro mounted on a chest rig, and I've got it as high up as I can go, while still trying to show you guys some things in the cabin. I don't know if this is a terrible angle, because if you guys want to see the road, I could look at, you know, like a different mount, or, you know, get something up a little bit higher, windshield mount or something. So let me know what you think in the comments, if this works, or if you want to see something else. So how did I get here? Well, good question. If you'd asked me 5 years ago, I never ever would have thought about getting an EV. No way. I don't really know why. I guess whenever I think of an EV, I always thought of a Toyota Prius, right? And man, EVs have come so far in the last, you know, gosh, even 3 or 4 years. Battery technology is constantly changing. You know, Tesla, you have to give them props. They were the game changer. I think they really laid some of the foundation work for how we got here today. So got to give them credit. I've been a truck owner my whole life. Ever since I was 16 years old, I've always had a Chevy pickup truck. Heavy Chevys, half tons, everything in between. I've had 4 pickup trucks, and including my current one, which is a Chevy half ton, but it's the Max, Vortec Max package. It's got airbags, custom exhaust, custom tune, engine transmission tunes. You know, everything you'd want for like a half-ton size towing rig. It's been a great truck. New truck prices right now, if you've been shopping in late 21, they are insane, and I don't see them getting better anytime soon. So that had me kind of looking more at the used market, but the used market is up quite a bit. I saw that Ford came out with this Mustang Mach E GT, so now we got to back up in time about, what, 7 months or so. And I started looking at some of the specs, and I thought, well, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's a pretty good looking rig, and I wonder if we could use that. Right now we have a Highlander that we haul the family around. We've got two young kids, and my wife really likes the Highlander because it's got that 3rd row seating. Those can be plopped down, and you've got room for some extra stuff, or if you're hauling around some other kids, you know, you got room for them. But I've always said I think we can haul around our family just fine, and even though there's may not necessarily be a ton of cargo room, certainly not as much as, you know, like a Highlander or something of equivalent with the 3rd row, I think that this one would do it. Speaking of in terms of performance, going 150 miles an hour really does nothing for me. I don't really need to go fast. Like, that's not fun. What's fun to me is getting up to that, you know, 0 to 40, 0 to 60 quickly. I think that's neat. I like that fast acceleration, and right now EVs are just taking the cake in that. This, you know, I started looking at the regular Mach E, the Select, the premium models. Very impressive performance standpoint, but when I saw the GT and I saw that 600 some foot-pounds of torque, and what is it, 0 to 60, and I can't remember if it's 3.6 or 3.8, that's just incredible. And, you know, the more and more I thought about it, I thought, you know what, if we're going to do it, now's the time, at least in 21. So anyways, I ordered it 6 months ago, finally just got it here, what, 2 weeks ago. It took about 6.5 months from the time I ordered it, from the time it got to the dealer and, you know, it was ready to go. A big factor for me was that Ford still qualifies for that federal tax credit. So that's $7,500 come tax season that I'll get back. That's big. You know, there's no such thing as free money, but that's about as close to free money as you can get. So that was a huge thing for me. Right now, Tesla and Toyota do not qualify for that because they've already spent their federal allotment of that money. GM, Ford, and pretty much, you know, any of the other makers that want to get into EVs do qualify for that. Now that Ford has the Lightning officially out for pre-orders, I think Ford's going to reach their allotment for sure in 22. It's just a matter of when. You know, I'd say by second quarter. Stay tuned for information on that, because if you're thinking about this, that $7,500 should be a pretty good deciding point. Why did I go Ford over Tesla? Well, for starters, that $7,500, that was a big thing. At least where I live in northern Minnesota, there's no Tesla dealers nearby. Now, I don't mind driving 3 hours to go to a Tesla dealer until it comes time for a service that I can't do. Something battery related, something, infotainment system related, something like that where it's got to go to the dealer. That's a big thing. What if I can't drive the vehicle and now it's got to be towed down there? Even if the towing is free, that's adding days onto the service time. And I just didn't want to deal with that. I always gave my buddies crap who had Fords growing up because I was always a Chevy guy. But GM right now really isn't a contender in the EV game currently. And so I gave the nod to Ford. What's interesting about this too, we'll talk about this later, but you see the Mustang logo here? There's a pony up front, GT in the back. There is no other badging on this car. There's not a blue oval anywhere. There's a Mach E symbol across the door. That's about it. Interesting. From a marketing standpoint, I find that interesting. But so that's kind of how I got here. So far I haven't looked back. Yes, I still have my truck. I do plan on keeping that for towing things and whatnot, but this is now my daily driver, and I really enjoy it. So far, so good. So that's kind of how I got here. What are we doing for the next videos coming up here? Well, we're going to continue to do vehicle walkarounds. We're going to talk about maintenance, although there's not a lot of it. I am a mechanically inclined person. I do most of my own maintenance. We'll talk about the stereo system. I'm going to have a separate video on the stereo system, a separate video on the cruise control and the Blue Cruise system and how all that works. We'll have a video on charging and electrical requirements. And if there's something else that you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments. If you're new here, and you guys like this stuff, subscribe. First of all, let me know that you like it, and hey, we'll do this together. If you have tips and tricks, no matter what model you have, again, let us know. Sound off down in the comments, and we look forward to providing some hopefully good content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.